What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we're going to be talking about Valenty because a lot of people have been asking me about her, talking about her. A lot of people have been, there's just been a lot of, stuff going on revolving around whether she's a must summon or a skip or what should I do or how should I go about doing this. So we're going to be breaking down everything you guys are wanting to know. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Valenty. Who is Valenty? What does she do? Valenty is an original character for Grand Cross, and she is kind of a control type of character, so to speak, right? She doesn't do a whole bunch of damage, but she can allow her team to do a whole bunch of damage and allow the enemy team to not do a lot of damage based off of how she works, right? So, anyways, let's go ahead and look at her first skill. Inflicts damage equal to 180% of attack on one enemy. Decreases defense-related stats by 20% for one turn. Alright, now rank 2, it does the same amount of damage, but the defense-related stats are decreased by 30% for one turn now, right? So it's just like already off rip, you can see how she's controlling the playing field, right? How she's controlling and shaping the match. Going on to a rank 3, inflicts damage equal to 300% of attack to one enemy, decreases defense-related stats by 40% for 2 turns. Now going on to her second skill, it's just 120% damage AoE. At rank 2, it's 120% damage, but it decreases attack-related stats for 2 turns. And then at rank 3, it's 150% damage, decreases attack-related stats by 30% for 3 turns. So if you guys don't already notice, like, she's already basically shaping like how the match is going to go. Now, if you guys know me, then you guys know that Kingbrum is my favorite team, or Fairies, Kingbrum, whatever you want to call it, Alt Rush with Halbrum King, whatever you want to call it, is my favorite team. So you know I like to control the shape of the match. So that's why she's my favorite original character. Man, I don't know. I mean, it's not a choice. It just happened. Moving on to her ultimate, inflicts rupture damage equal to 630% attack to one enemy. If you guys don't know what rupture is two times damage to buffed enemies. But the nice part is 630% damage is like a lot of damage off rip. Like by itself is a lot of damage. If you look at other characters like Green Meliodas' ult is 490, and even with the combo ult, it's 560, right? It doesn't become 630 until what? Rank 2, 3, 4 on his normal, and then like rank 2, 3, well, like 3 on his combo. So it's like that's just one of the ults, right? So it's just like there's a lot of units that have an ult that's under that. Let's look at Arthur real quick. Even though Arthur crits, yeah, same thing, rank 3. But yeah, so it's like, it just goes to show how, like, her ult does hit hard without rupture. Don't make no mistake. If you get a max 6-6, it's 945, my guy. And that's before double damage. Like, hey, like, God forbid you buffed yourself. You got Merlin on your team. I will kill you. But anyways, moving on to her passive. Decreases all enemies' pierce rate by the value of the hero's resistance at the start of battle. Now, if you guys don't know, she is like one of 2 units that counters the penetration team, right? Now, a lot of people are talking about how she's, on one side, people are thinking that she just completely destroys Pen Team. She completely negates Pen Team. And on the other side, there's people that think that she does absolutely nothing to Pen Team and she's not good. I'm here to debunk both of those statements, basically. While Valenty does do something to the Pen Team, she does not completely negate it. She does not stop the Pen Team. She slows it down, right? She makes it weaker. The Pen Team can still work, depending on how good you have built your Valenty. And what I mean by that is, you need to have resistant rolls on her, right? You want to have resistance on her. So it's like if you don't have high resistance or you didn't build resistance at all, she's not going to be doing that much to Pen Team as far as her passive, right? Now, and what I mean by that is, if you look at her resistance is only 20. It might go up to like 25-ish with outfits, right? It might go up to like 25. Now, Meliodas, if you have like full Pierce on Meliodas, his Pierce rate is like 100, 120-ish, right? So it's like, you got to make sure you high roll that resistance. Now, if you're like me, you've done this. My resistance on this gear is 25.9, and my resistance on this gear is 25.5. Now, if you guys don't know how high you can get resistance, you can only get resistance to 30% when it comes to gear. So I am sub 5% on both of my gears when it comes to resistance. So it's pretty safe to say I've just about high rolled my resistance, right? So yeah, my resistance is really something crazy. Now, keep in mind, right? Let's just say for the sake of the video that both of these are 25%, right? So that's 50, right? So I have 50% resistance plus her 20. We'll say 20 just for the sake of the video, even though we'll say 25. It's going to be about 25. So 75%, right? Now, let's also say I'm running green Guild Thunder, because that's probably going to be who you want to run if you're running Valenty. So we'll run like green Guild Thunder in the 4th. That's 30% now. She is going to have 105% resistance. So she is going to be taking away 105% resistance from Blue Meliodas. Keep in mind, like I said, he has 40 base, and then let's say maximum Pierce, right? Is 60. That's going to be putting him at 100, plus maybe outfits will put him at like 105. He is going to now have 0 Pierce base. But with Lilia passive, right? Lilia's Pierce is 50. Let's say she has 60. Hers is going to be 110. So Lilia's Pierce becomes 5. Meliodas' Pierce becomes 0. And now, if you give Meliodas half of her Pierce, Meliodas is getting 2.5% Pierce rate, right? So in that instance, she does counter this team, right? So, you know, because 3 times 2.5 is 7.5. It's almost 0. That's almost nothing. So if you do want to be that guy, you definitely can build a team around Valenty's passive. So in that case, she does counter this team. Meliodas is basically going to have 0 Pierce rate. It's basically going to be 0. If you guys don't know. So in that instance, yeah, she does counter the team. But it's like most people are not going to high roll Pierce rate. It took a lot of anvils and whatnot to roll 25% resistance. I said Pierce rate, I meant resistance. It took a lot of anvils to reroll 25% resistance. Now, I can obviously make this a HP defense set for her. But yeah, it's just like, if you're not willing to run HP defense, run resistance sub rolls and take Guild Thunder and stuff, you're not going to be countering the team entirely, but you're going to be slowing them down. So, she has the potential to not do anything to the pin team. She has the potential to slow down the pin team. She also has the potential to stop the pin team entirely. But the question remains, is she a skip or a must summon? To answer that question, I think she's a summon. I don't know if she's a must summon. I don't really think she's a must summon. I feel like she's a summon, and the reason why I say this is she's most likely a step-up banner. If it's a step-up banner, she's guaranteed for 242 gems, right? It's a guaranteed unit. And if you pull her early, you just don't have to summon anymore. So it's like, with that being said, it's kind of like you're kind of messing yourself over if you don't summon on a guaranteed banner for 242. Now, not everybody has 242, and I get that. You don't have to summon on the banner. That's where the you don't have to comes in. You can easily just do your 2 multis, like your 30 gems, and then your 1 gem multi, that's whatever, and be done. But, I don't know, man. I don't think she's a must summon for sure. But, is she a skip? That's debatable. Because it's like I said, she's a guaranteed banner. Well, if she's a guaranteed banner. If she's not a guaranteed banner, bro, that's a skip, bro. We out. We out, bro. We are out. For the majority of free-to-play players or the population, I do think you guys should skip. If it's a guaranteed banner, do like the first 2 multis, and that'll be about it. Also, keep in mind, Red King comes out eventually, and it's like his passive works no matter what. Because with Valenty, her passive, like for her passive to work, you're gonna have to run Green Guild Thunder and ungeared, right? Because with Green Guild Thunder, it makes her passive 50%, right? So basically, Meliodas Pierce rate is gone, and then Lilia Pierce rate is gone. So if you're gonna run her in ungeared, you have to run Green Guild Thunder. If you want to completely negate Pin Team in geared, you're gonna have to run Guild Thunder, and you're gonna have to have high rolls on resistance, which I have 25% on both, so I'm good. So I mean, Green Guild Thunder is a very big necessity when it comes to running Valenty. If you guys don't know, right? Because his passive decreases increases defense-related stats, which resistance is a defense-related stat. But with King, he works no matter what, because he reduces pierce rate of all enemies by half. Boom, cut it in half. As well as reducing any additional pierce rate in half. Boom, cut it in half. The difference is, he can be ran in the 4th slot. To run Valenty, you have to run her in the front. Her passive does not work if she's in the 4th slot. So, keep that in mind. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.